Hi guys, my name is Tom Antos, and in this video I wanted to give you some filmmaking business advice. A lot of times I get asked by like up and coming or young filmmakers, basically how do I get started in the film industry, how do I get a job? And really, before you can even worry about making money as a filmmaker, you first got to worry about just showing off your work and showing off what you're capable of doing, because you cannot expect seriously anybody to pay you to even do a little commercial or something like that, or a little video. It doesn't matter what it is, if you don't have nothing to show. Let alone, you can forget about doing big budget, Hollywood films where millions of dollars are invested, where again you have nothing to show, because it's too much of a risk. So how do you start? Well, the simplest way I can say it is just start doing videos, start doing films. Doesn't really matter what it is. The more work you're gonna have, the more basically stuff you're gonna have to show. Now, when I say you should just start doing videos or films, what I mean by that is that, like I said, don't be too picky about the projects. Just try to make each project look as good as you can. Probably the easiest way at the beginning to also do it is because a lot of times the problem is that you want to start doing something, but let's say you have no money to invest in equipment, or maybe even no money to pay your bills, and so you have a day job on the side and you're trying to do this filmmaking thing, but you want to start being able to basically make some money from your filmmaking career. Or probably the best way to do that is to just start doing music videos. Now at the beginning, music videos, you're going to be doing them for free. But the reason why I say music videos are a great way to learn filmmaking is, there's actually a few things. Number one, music videos, you can tell stories in them. You can have, the musician performing all that stuff, but you can also have like a story element. So that's one thing. And you will learn to do basically, if you can tell a story in a 3 or 5 minute music video, then you can tell a story in a 3 or 5 minute, short film. And then from there you build up to doing feature films. Next thing that's great is that because when you're working on music videos, you don't have to worry about sound. And if you know anything about filmmaking, sound is very, very important. Bad sound is just going to completely ruin a beautifully shot film. In a music video, you don't have to worry about sound, because you have already let's say if you're doing a music video to some really cool sounding song, well, the song already is your soundtrack. It sounds really good. You don't have to worry about that. So you can just sort of concentrate on the visuals and learn to tell stories through that. Next thing that's great about producing music videos is that, if you, let's say, wanted to just start doing your own short films to show off what you're, capable of doing as a filmmaker, well, you have to then find actors, you have to find locations, pay for all those costs and everything. Well, if you do a music video for a band or musician, and whoever it is, you're going to offer your services at the beginning for free, like I said, because nobody knows you have nothing to show for. But guess what you're getting in return? You're getting that musician, that band, they're basically putting all those resources together. They're going to find the locations for you. They might be the actors in your video. All those things are going to come. So you just have to show up with your camera, borrow a camera if you have to. I mean, you know what they say, if there's a will, there's a way. If you really need to, like I said, if you have no money but you need a certain camera, like a little DSLR, you'll find a way to borrow it, whatever it is. Maybe buy it with your parents' credit card. I have no idea. You guys have to figure that part out. But like I said, you buy a cheap camera. You can buy a used Sony NEX 5R, amazing camera. I did a review of it previously. You guys can see what kind of cinematic images you can get with that. And I've actually done a lot of paid jobs with that little camera. And you can buy that right now for like $150 used on eBay. Get something like that, and that's all you need to start, like I said, working as a filmmaker by doing music videos. So how do you get these music video jobs? The way I started, I literally would just go to like a bar or any kind of event, when there's like, for example, festivals in your city, or there's some musical events, things like that. Go there, see the musicians performing, and a lot of times, that like those musicians might be really talented musicians. They just never thought of advertising themselves or showing off their music on YouTube, for example, or just anywhere, online through the use of videos. Well, approach them and tell them, hey, I'm a filmmaker. I've directed music videos, and I really love your music, and I'd like to do a music video for you for free. You go up like that, I'll tell you, 90% of the time, the people are still going to look at you and be like, who are you, this and that, or show us some of the work you've done, and they're going to still reject you, because again, you have nothing to show for. But don't let that stop you. Just keep on going, keep on going. Eventually, somebody's going to say, oh, okay, yeah, sure, why not, free music video, right? So you're providing them a free service, so they're willing to invest the time, their own time and also their own resources, like I said, to arrange the shoot. So then you come up with a music video idea, you go and shoot it with them, and then you never know if it's, let's say, some really talented musician and their music suddenly blows up. Well, then automatically the video that you did for them is gonna blow up, and it's gonna bring, just basically a lot more attention from outside to your work, because everybody's gonna be asking, who's the guy who did that music video? Another tip I'll give you is when you're just trying to get music video work, because even when you're already fairly successful, let's say as a music video director, what's gonna happen is you might then have like bigger bands or let's say bigger music labels that are going to be contacting you to pitch for the next music video. And the way that works is usually they'll kind of contact, let's say, the 3 or 4 or 5, let's say, directors that the musician or the band is interested in working with. They'll send you the song and they'll say, here, what's your idea? What could you create for the song? And so you're submitting an idea to them, and guess what? Like I said, you're not the only one. There's usually 3 or 4 or 5 other directors doing that. So that means at the end of the day, you're still competing for that one job. And you have to impress the label, but I guess mainly the artist, the musician. One way that I found that is really helpful in getting these jobs is by creating not just a written treatment, which is something you should do. It's basically like a one page where you're going to write down in detail, here's what the concept of the video is, let's say if there's a story in it, here's how the story progresses, and these are the kind of shots that we want, this is how the video is going to look. But words can only describe so much. Best way I found is to actually create something visual. So the way I would usually do it is I would just take a bit of the song that the artist sent me, can be as short as 10-15 seconds, and to that I would edit some footage maybe that I already owned. So let's say if you don't have any footage at the beginning or any impressive looking footage, best way probably to do it is to just use stock footage. So I've actually already talked about this before. One of the websites that I use is Video Blocks. They have some really great video clips, and it's like this unlimited subscription kind of based. You can just subscribe to them, you can download as many clips as you want and use them royalty free. They also have audio blocks if you want to put sound effects, things like that, even music. But they also have now a new website called Graphic Stock. And that website is basically has a huge collection of over 300, I think, thousand images, vector graphics, just illustrations, things that you can use to basically kind of create what I call like this kind of a lookbook or like a production Bible, where it's going to serve two purposes. Like I said, you'll edit those images together to the music, and you submit that to the artist. When you're bidding for a music video job, so the artist, and the label will look at it, and like I said, most of the time, if let's say there's 5 directors and they all submit just a written treatment, and you're the only guy who submitted a written treatment plus this cool little edited video with these images that cut to the music, and those images are the right images for that song, then it's and also they're professional looking images, like the ones, like I said, that you can get on Graphic Stack or Video Blocks, things like that, that it's going to make your work or your pitch look a lot more professional. Another really big purpose is going to serve, and I kind of talked about this, like, those of you who've attended my filmmaking seminar, you probably remember that. It's going to really help you kind of create a goal, basically a production design already. So let's say you hear back from the artist, they're like, I love your idea, I love the little video, the little pitch video you did for us, I want you to do a music video. Well, then you can take that little video that I edited and use it sort of as a guideline for when you're looking for the right locations, because you just look at those images and okay, these are the kind of locations we're looking for, right? So like I said, could be photos, could be graphics, could be anything, but as long as something visual that you have to guide you, it will help you even with picking, let's say, what kind of lighting you should be using for your music video, what kind of costumes, things like that. All those things, it's going to be a lot easier later on for you to arrange it. And let's say you'll be working with the artist, and the artist has to take care of their own costumes, things like that, or they're looking for the locations. Well, then you can just tell them, here, you see in this video, I picked these kind of looking locations. Those are the locations you should be looking for, or something similar to that. Those are the kind of costumes, clothing that you should be looking for. So those are the things that this kind of a lookbook, or whatever you want to call it, it's this production design Bible is going to really help you with. And that's, I would say, in a nutshell, that's pretty much my advice. Do music videos, and prepare for them, and try to, like I said, when you're pitching for the jobs, try to provide as much sort of something visual or that people can look at and and can kind of connect with than just a written treatment.
And like I said before, Video Blacks is a great place to get a lot of the stock footage. Also, if you want stock photos, vector graphics, illustrations, go to graphicstock.com/YouTube, or just click the first link in the description of this video, and you'll get a 7-day free trial where you can download up to 140 pieces of content. And you can just start using it right away in your commercial projects. Also, for $99, you can get an annual plan, which is with unlimited access to over 300,000 of their images. And the memberships are all 100% royalty free. What this basically means is that you can use those images in whatever production you want. Let's say even a YouTube video, you will not get basically sued from anybody, because you have the rights to actually use it commercially in any way you want. So that's a great thing. You don't never have to worry about it, and you can use those images after that, for as long as you want. And like I said, GraphicStock has one of the largest unlimited, download library of graphics, photos, vector images on the internet, and it's just a great and a quick way of getting some really professional-looking images, so you can create this sort of a nice pitch video.
So that's one way of doing it. And then, as you progress and you do more and more music videos, I would just say that, eventually with time, you can obviously start charging. So the first, I remember when I was starting out, first few music videos, maybe the first 5 I did were for free. But after that, because I guess I did a decent job, the people were really happy, and the videos actually, the first video that I did actually played across Canada on the main, music video or television network there for when it comes to music, which was a channel called Match Music, and it played there across the country, and everybody saw the music video, people liked it, and slowly I started getting calls. People were asking me to do, specifically me, to go and do their next video. And once I started getting too many people, and I just had to kind of be picky on which project to do, then I could start telling people, hey, I'd love to do your video for free, but I got 10 other people waiting, so, how much can you offer me? And then slowly from there you build up until you're not only just covering your expenses, but you're actually making money out of it, right? And like I said, and you're gonna learn also so much about filmmaking, because even if you've done 1 or 2 or 3 music videos, I'm telling you, each new music video, when you get to 20, 30 music videos, you're gonna see just how much better you're gonna get as a storyteller. So that's another great thing. Like I said, eventually you'll make money from it. And I think it's also great because music videos are kind of like working on short films. They don't take up that much of your time. You're really just gonna, like I said, come up with an idea, maybe 1 or 2 days. Usually I spend 1 day filming a music video and then maybe 3 or 4 days editing it together. So you could technically do a music video in a week. So that means that you can do a lot more of these projects, these little films, let's say in a month or in a year. And that means that you have more work to show, so that you can then start, looking for other bigger paid jobs as a filmmaker. So, in a nutshell, it's that simple. It just means you got to put in the work. You gotta, like I said, just start somewhere. Don't expect that people are gonna pay you right away. Prove yourself first. Build up a nice kind of a library of work. One of the better ways, like I said, is just to start doing music videos. Another thing to help you get those music video jobs, like I said, it could be very helpful, is do that little lookbook production design by using, stock photos or photos or video footage that you already own. Something that looks professional. It's going to make your pitch look that much more professional. Anyway, so I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Also click the little gear icon next to the subscription button to make sure you're notified with each new video that I'm uploading. And also, if you want more information, just always go to my website, tomantosfilms.com. You can find everything over there. I have a ton of all tutorials, posts, and things like that. Most likely, if you're asking me a question about whether it's a creative, technical, whatever question, you'll probably find an answer over there on my website. Just again, go to tomantosfilms.com and just click the little search icon and then type in whatever it is that you're looking for. And like I said, most of the time you'll find an answer already there. So I have some of my old posts, reviews, filmmaking tutorials, and it's all over there for you guys, easy to find and use as filmmakers. So like I said, just at the end of the day, you have to go out there and actually do stuff. All the talking, all the studying, all the theorizing is not going to help you if you don't actually do stuff with your camera. So anyways, like I always say, in filmmaking, there's no problems, just a lack of solutions. So go out there and find those solutions.